Hello everybody and welcome to another amazing video of DIY investing. Today we're going to be mapping out the price of XRP, giving you guys a price target that I expect XRP to reach inside of this bull run, and mapping out why I believe that XRP is destined to have one of the biggest altcoin runs out of the entire market. You guys know that I've been a big time believer in XRP, what their ecosystem is building, and the team of Ripple of what they've created. This cycle I think is the perfect scenario where we have institutions, banks, and governments all combining together to create the biggest super cycle that we've ever seen. XRP is one of the most primed cryptos to see a significant amount of this adoption, and today I wanted to break down the charts and make sure that you guys know exactly how to profit off of this crazy bull run we're about to have. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you find any value in this video, please do me a favor, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Without further ado, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so you know, if you've been a big time believer in my channel, following me for the last few years, you'll know that XRP has always been a crypto that I talked a lot about, that I genuinely believed would see a lot of adoption long term. When we're talking about XRP, it's kind of been one of the most hated, if not the most hated crypto in the market, because of Ripple being more of a banker's token. If you guys were not all the way back here at 2016 and 2017, you'll know that there was a big divide between the Bitcoin community and true decentralization, and then what was taking place with XRP and Ripple. A lot of the people hated XRP because it was working side by side with the banks. Now, because of this, I always knew that there was a lot of value here. We know that crypto is going to unbank everything, and we know that banks have no choice but to adopt this stuff long term. I felt like XRP was primed to see the most amount of adoption when the banks fully came into crypto. As much as people hated on the banks, we can't deny the fact that we need them, that they have all the money, and then inevitably they were going to come into crypto. So now that we're at this cycle, we have BlackRock, we have many of the top banks now investing into crypto and have been for the last 4 years. You really can't look any farther than this cycle being the biggest one that we're ever going to see, because I think that everything that we've been waiting for true adoption, for regulatory clarity, all of those things has finally basically landed in our lap for this cycle. And with Trump president talking with Brad Garlinghouse and actually making those meetings, I got nothing but confidence this thing is about to blow up. So as we're looking at the price of XRP, I wanted to go through and just help you guys visualize the way I'm looking at this cycle, what I'm anticipating throughout this next year of 2025, and where we could actually be looking at a cycle top. Now, if we're looking at XRP to me has always just been repeating the same cycle when it was leading into that 2017 bull run. Because if you guys remember, XRP was one of the first tokens to get listed in the beginning of the early Bitcoin days. XRP all the way back in 2013 had its first cycle top when Bitcoin peaked at $1,150, and then it ended up making this type of triangle consolidation before that 2017 altcoin season. Now, if you guys remember, this is roughly the same pattern that we're following today, except we're taking about twice as long to create that same type of a move. And I've always believed that the longer that the accumulation takes place, the bigger that the price expansion is going to be on the upside, and we've seen that to a T. Now, what gives me a lot of confidence when investing into XRP is the partnerships, is all the regulatory clarity with them and now actually winning against the SEC. We have all of those questions answered. We have more adoption inside of real institutions, real banks and governments. And now with the talks about the XRP ETF coming, you really can't look any further than this being one of the best cryptos to buy. And then when you're also considering the fact that it's an American-based crypto, with Donald Trump talking about abolishing all capital gains tax on American-based blockchains, this thing has a real potential of being one of the most profitable trades of this cycle. Looking at this in our very first cycle, we saw the same pattern where we make our first cycle top, fully retrace the move, make a lower high, and we pretty much just contract inside of this triangle, right? Just ping-ponging back and forth until finally price breaks out. And then that was really where we got that 2017 bull run. What I find so interesting is that we've literally just created the exact same pattern over again. It's just taking more time to create it. We saw our cycle top in 2017. We made this big retrace all the way back down to the bottom of the COVID dip. And then we made the same type of lower high that we also made in that first little bull run. This lower high was the top of our last cycle. The only difference was this was all in one cycle and bear market, and this one was basically 2 cycles to get the same amount of accumulation. I truly believe that the only way that XRP was ever going to rip to $30 and even $50 plus was if we spent a lot of time accumulating to get those buyers set in the market, so that once the supply is gone, it doesn't really take that much money to send the price higher. And I think that that was this entire consolidation here, because it looks identical. After the lower high, when we come all the way back down, we made the same ABC correction, same thing that happened here, and then the same little sideways action where the volatility dies out and everybody's basically given up on it. That's the moment before the breakout. So to see this market breaking out, following perfectly to what I initially expected of this, what we're looking at right now, if we're comparing it to that first cycle, remember this first leg up that XRP experienced? We basically came up, retested those prior all-time highs, made this little bull flag, pulled back down to the second lower high, and it was at the top of this lower high as new support that the thing got that buyback and we went straight into new all-time highs. From that price level, XRP went up 14,000% approximately. So obviously I'm not expecting 14,000% from XRP today, but when we're talking about one of the top cryptos instantly breaking out and doing like a 5 to a 6x in one big move, that should tell you all that really needs to be said. Even though XRP has a high market cap, everybody's valuing market cap way too much. We have way more money to throw in this market than ever before. The fiat, this Forex market is worth like $17 trillion. So even if a fraction of that decides to come into XRP and Ripple, the value of XRP could easily be at $30 to $50. And that's what I'm anticipating for this cycle. Notice here, in the same ways that we flipped this little lower high, the midway cycle of our first bull run before new all-time highs, we're literally just doing the same thing over again. This recent breakout is us just being right above the top of that prior high of the last cycle, and we're just consolidating here in the same type of bull flag formation before this thing starts to take off. Now, if we were to follow the same cycle, the ROI will be smaller because XRP is worth a lot more. However, if we were to see something similar, we could be sitting at $30 per XRP, and it could go higher. I'm not going to write that off. But to me, $28 was always my target. Even going all the way back to the bottom of that cycle in 2020, 2021, I always said I believed that XRP was a $30 coin. Really $28, but same thing. So when I'm looking at this, I still firmly believe that that's where we're headed in this next move. Is it possible XRP hits $50 to $100? I think it is possible, considering institutional demand, considering a potential ETF, all of those things, and the adoption it already has with partners. I do think it's a potential. But when we're talking about all of these cryptos getting true adoption, $1 trillion in market cap outside of Bitcoin, I don't think is going to be crazy. In fact, I find it likely that there's going to be quite a few altcoins out there that reach that coveted 1 trillion market cap stance. Really, the first ones that come to mind, Ethereum and Solana. Outside of those two, you really can't look any further than XRP, because that's going to be the next one to get any sort of ETF approval, and it's the only one that's actually American. That's what we want to focus on here. Now, the next thing I wanted to cover is actually XRP BTC, because this is going to be arguably the most important chart. If XRP is outperforming Bitcoin, it shows that we are in that rotationary period where Bitcoin whales are taking profits on their Bitcoin and they're rotating them back into other altcoins. XRP, whenever we see this chart reverse, it's always before a really big move happens where XRP outperforms the rest of the market. And what I find really interesting is in the same ways that we pretty much created the same fractals in the dollar pair. For example, this cycle 1 and cycle 2 look exactly the same. It looks like we're just repeating the whole 2017 bull run over again. Well, if we come over and look at the XRP BTC pair, I believe it's doing the exact same thing, where we have this first peak, we have this little lower high, and then after the secondary lower high is where it falls, liquidity dries up, volume dries up, the volatility dries up, and then that was really what sets us in for that big breakout. What I believe is taking place is roughly the same thing once more in this cycle, where we saw the peak right here, we made this big retrace and came all the way back up for the second peak here, and then we literally just followed the exact same type of events where the volatility dies out, the volume dies out, everything just pretty much dries up, and that's right before this big pump is going to set in. I have absolutely nothing but confidence telling me that once we get above this level, we are going to see another one of these type of moves, and we will most definitely be going into a new all-time high against Bitcoin. I think a lot of people have written off the potential of XRP for performing well just because of the fact in the last cycle it didn't perform very well, but it was also getting slapped with a lawsuit, and it was also a bull market where even the altcoins altcoins like Stellar Lumens that didn't see that lawsuit, they only hit their all-time highs and corrected again. So it wasn't nearly the same size of euphoria that we experienced in that 2017 cycle. But nonetheless, the XRP BTC pair still followed through. But keep in mind that this is basically a full 4-year cycle worth of down and nothing. I do firmly believe that the second this thing really starts to break out, which is more or less right now, I believe we've already confirmed that bottom with this recent breakout. But when this thing finally starts to reverse and go higher, when the dollar pair continues to go up and actually make a new all-time high, I've got nothing but confidence that this Bitcoin pair is going to end up following another one of these. And the fun part about XRP today, you know, if you could 10x your Bitcoin stack from where we're at right now just to the prior all-time highs, you're looking at pretty much exactly a 10x. So it'd be a little over 1,000% that you'd make just if it hits the prior all-time high. We know that these things usually go significantly higher than that, so I don't think it's unlikely to assume that we could hit a 15, 16x inside of this next move for XRP. But keep in mind that this is all against Bitcoin. So if XRP is going to be doing a 15x against Bitcoin, you got to keep in mind that that's just a huge opportunity for us to be able to compound Bitcoin long term, for us to be able to make that big gain off of XRP breaking out, because now is the point where I do believe altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. The top altcoins like XRP are going to massively outperform it. And when I'm looking at this, people are going to be like, man, there's no way that it's going to do a 15x against Bitcoin. Only they said the same things every single one of these prior cycles. So now that we're here, I'm going to be looking to do my part by holding. We have the entire XRP ledger nowadays, which is something I didn't even hardly get into for the last couple weeks. But the XRP ledger, there's lots of new altcoins that are launching there. Lots of new volume. XRP in and of itself is a layer 1 today, but it's got the layer 1 with the most institutional backing than any of the other cryptos besides maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum. So when we're looking at this, I've got a lot of confidence that if we look to hold through this entire cycle, we're going to make life-changing wealth. But I think the real opportunity inside of XRP, if you've missed out so far, is really diversifying capital inside of the XRP ledger. I'm going to be talking about meme coins. I'm going to be posting signals on meme coins in my group. So if you guys do want to actually go ahead and check that out, I'm running a 25% discount throughout the rest of this month, all of December. If you guys want to be able to get into my signals, it's going to be a 25% discount linked in the description of this video. I want you guys to get in there. We've already had so many big winners over the last couple months that I've been able to massively compound on my long-term portfolio. So if you guys want to be able to do that along the way, we're literally making so much money inside of that group, and I'd love to have you guys a part of it. If you want to get that discount, links are in the description. And with that being said, guys, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with XRP, because we've all been holding this for a long time, many, many years, and now comes the time where all of our hard work and patience is about to pay off. So thank you for the support. I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace out.